What led you to become interested in the Communist Party?
Well, that was a funny thing. I was in the Republican Party, and I had just helped to fight for one of their candidates, and I had a terrible experience with the Republicans. They told us that now that they were having a reception, a victory reception, and when you colored people get ready to have yours, we'll help you with it. And that just shocked me, you know, when she said, when you colored people get ready to have your victory reception. So just at that time, there was a big demonstration in Harlem, and my sister came and told me, it was right after the election, and she said, you were here in the house, and said they're having a big demonstration in Harlem. I say, who? She said, the Reds. I say, Reds? For what? She said, for the Scottsboro boys. And so, and I thought, at the moment she said that, where were the Reds when all the other lynchings was going on, you know? But be that as it may, I went and rang the doorbells of the people I'd been working with in the election campaign and told them, come on, let's go. I hear that Harlem is ablaze with people fighting for the Scottsboro boys. So they came. I brought 8 people with me to the demonstration. And when I saw the demonstration, I'd never seen anything like it in my life. There were thousands of people, but nearly all of them was white. Not many blacks at all. And one little white young lady had a sign, "Death to the Lynchers." So I took the sign from her. I said, no, you allow me to carry this sign. You can walk by my side, but I must carry the sign. So I went around marching with the demonstrators and came back and signed up and began to work like beetles. I mean, I really worked like beavers, rather.
What did you do? What
sold literature, pamphlets, 200 and 300 a day. I sold those little pamphlets. There was only 2 cents. And I sold the Daily Worker, and I did everything I could. But I thought I was in the Communist Party, but I wasn't. I was in the ILD, International Labor Defense. And I worked on the picnics and the whatever I could do. I couldn't do enough, really. I worked night and day. And it was only when I went to make a report for the picnic tickets that I had that I find out that I wasn't in the Communist Party at all. I thought I was in the Communist Party, but it wasn't at all. So one of the people in the Daily Worker said, you asked me what branch did I belong to. When I told him what branch, he knew that was the ILD and not the Communist Party. And he said, you're not a member of the Communist Party, comrade? I said, well, I thought I was. He said, well, you come here. I'm going to sign you up. I was signed up that way. But the other people in the Communist Party was waiting for me to get ripe, they said.
What did they mean by that?
Well, they don't just recruit, or they didn't just recruit anybody. They let you be tested first, you know, according to. But my God, I was working so hard, night and day. I just can't imagine anybody feeling that I wasn't right for the Communist Party. But they was afraid of me because I had a Cadillac car and appeared bourgeois to them.
Were you still in business at that time?
No, I wasn't in business.
No. And was your husband still in Harlem with you?
Yes.
And your sisters?
Yes.
So you kept together as a unit. Were there blacks members in the ILD and the Communist Party?
Yeah, there was some, not too many. The men, there was some brothers there. Of course, they all had white women, and that was a disgusting thing to me. I had to choke on this all the time to see that they couldn't have a brother in the in the movement unless a white woman would grab him. And many of the brothers would leave their wives, children, to cling to these white women. And I complained about that several times, but that put me on the suspicious list, you know.
Suspicious?
Yes.
Yeah, because they thought you were an enemy of some kind?
Well, you know, I was nationalistic, they felt. And
well, how did they explain it?
They didn't bother to explain it. They'd rather rationalize on the fact that my ideology wasn't as it should be, you know, for integration.
And that you were a nationalist?
Yes, because I'd come out of the Garvey movement. They never did really trust me.